Yeah, microphone checker 1 2 1 2. Two kings from the Queen City, because we got what it takes to rock the mic right.
For sure.
And where we at with it? Episode 29 of this bitch.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit, now
29, cuz.
Through this hot boy summer.
Knocking at 30's door like that, bro.
Yeah, right around the corner, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm loving it. That says a lot about us.
Straight McDonald's style. I'm loving that shit.
Hey, I see what you did there.
You did it.
Hey.
It was you,
I
Jake.
just had to follow suit. That's all.
It's you, bro.
Yeah, shit. So, I guess we'll do the AKs, right? All right. So the first voice you hear is none other than Posses, aka Pro, aka DJ Mute, aka Prolific, aka Pro Black, aka Professional with Prophylactics, something drastic.
Prophylactics.
Hey, I just had to make up a bar off the top of the dome. That's how we do out here.
That boy's freestyling. He's giving you his style for free out here.
For free. Next time it's a fee. Boom. So I'll just pass it to my man next to me. We roll.
Shit, alright. Well, shit. This way you got Drew.
Okay.
AKA Philly.
Okay.
AKA Philly the Don.
All right.
AKA Philly Dot.
All right.
DJ Philly Dot, if you will.
All right.
You know what I mean? AKA the Black Hippie. Slim Philly.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Slim Hippie.
Slim hippie.
And the Black Philly. Just put them all together. I'm all that. I'm him. I'm basically. And we out here.
And where we at with it?
Yes, sir.
So shit.
What's happening, man?
Man, nothing much. Just another week of being blessed, being alive, being black. Nah, I mean,
Shenanigans and shit.
With all the shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? You know, whether that's kicking it with your homies at the bar, kicking it with your boo-thing or whatever you choose to do so. You know, we all living out here.
Man,
And then, I don't know, sometimes going to the chicken spot, get all the chicken tenders you can get. And that's heavenly glory.
Yeah.
But hey, that's to me going on the sidetrack,
Man, you must be hungry, Jake.
a little bit, probably. I don't know.
What's your favorite chicken tender spot? You had to pick your favorite one. What's your go-to? Who you going to first?
Probably Zaxby's.
Okay.
Zaxby's.
Right,
Yeah. When it comes to
That's a good
chicken
pick.
tenders.
Zaxby's. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So and then, I don't know, maybe local bars will get involved in that, but who knows? How about yourself? This is like, top dog when it comes to chicken tenders.
Yeah, man. Zaxby's my favorite chicken fast food spot out here.
Yeah.
You got Bojangles, you got fucking Chick-fil-A.
No doubt.
So them top three my way. But
But hey,
I don't try to do fast food too much, but when I do, them spots.
right.
You know what I'm saying? They clutch. I'll tell you that right now. Shout out to Chick-fil-A and all them.
Same with me.
We
Yeah,
do
shout out
sponsorships
as well. It's free 99 this time, but next time it's a fee.
Shit.
Yeah, I try to slow back on the fast food myself. But hey, sometimes every now and then, you cheat on the diet.
We all do, man. We all do.
Can't
say shit.
It's just
I ain't
that
here to judge, Jack. I ain't here to judge.
Hey, who am I to judge too? So while we talking about chicken tenders and everything, I guess nothing else really popped off that really stood out to us. I would say more so when it comes to the news, hip hop news, Billboards, the Billboard music. They did it again. They done started some shit again.
That shit.
Yeah, they done stir up some shit again. They got people talking, got some people mad, some people are not mad when it comes to the list of the best hip hop groups of all time. And so
We're gonna get into that.
yeah, we can get to that. And I guess what? I think you feel like if we started off like saying, who they had at number one and then go from there? Okay, so no doubt I love this. Well, you could consider the group me, I probably consider it a duo type of thing. But hey, you know, whoever's ranking it is their goalpost. So they talking about this group who I would say they not had like one bad album in their run that they had. Going all the way from, I guess, what, 93, 4?
Oh, okay.
Going up to 2004.
If it's who I think it, who you about to say.
And then, you know, they're from the South. They're from the South, no doubt. Atlanta, to be exact. And for what it's worth, they're the ones that said the South has something to say. I mean, we could talk about the ATLiens themselves, Outkast.
Yeah, okay. That's who
them.
I thought you. Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like Outkast. I think 94 for sure.
It was 94. Okay.
Yeah, 94 for sure.
Yeah. Oh man. And so
I guess it will be a group, more than one. I guess that's what they consider in groups.
Yeah.
More than one is a group.
More than one. And so there was some, I would say, stirs about that, only because of the people that they had in the top top 5 more so.
Yeah, because if you go before, Outkast, if you go before, like, I'm talking years wise,
right.
I think Goody Mob came out before them with 8Ball, MJG. Was that them?
I think it was 8Ball, MJG.
Memphis.
Yeah, 8Ball, MJG.
Yeah,
that's them.
So I mean, if you try, I think it might also depend on your era and when you picked up music,
right?
When you started looking at this shit, and that's probably sound like a millennials top list because you know there's groups before them, but Outkast is probably, I would say, top 5. So I respect that position,
and I respect them being in the top 5 in general. It's just when I'm thinking of people that came before them, it's like they did the jump man over groups like Run DMC, Beastie Boys. Even though maybe they're not in my top 5 groups,
right?
But still, they would have to be acknowledged at some point. You know, being some innovators of this rap thing.
Beastie Boys is always being overlooked just because because it is what it is.
Oh yeah, and we ain't even got to say we know what it is. We don't even have to say it, but then
they'll quickly allow MWA or something. They don't even know shit about one of their albums or something. But they say Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys had an impact too as well. It's just it happens just like that sometimes.
It does. And you just mentioned it too. NWA is another crew that pretty much got overlooked. And I think Run DMC and NWA have to be fighting for the first 2 spots, in my opinion. If we're talking about, I would say, the whole package based off of impact, based off of what they mean to the era, what they pretty much trailblazed after that. Whether that's bringing attention to certain things within the street life or within real life, period. Yeah, what they brought to the fashion world too, if I'm thinking Run DMC. Yeah.
Right.
But I'm still not, I won't be as angry. I won't be that angry, grumpy old school guy when it comes to hip hop. If anybody got Outkast in the top 5 or putting them at number 1, I'm thinking they basing that too on more so record sales, of course.
Yeah. Because if you're going to go record sales and then you're going to go into some lists of other people, then it's about popularity too. Because, Migos is a group.
Right.
Are they anybody's top 5, you think? Top 10?
Maybe the younger generation will have something to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about when you came up, where you at in life.
Yeah.
It's a partial list for sure, and based on your perception of what's top 5. Somebody else could be like, definitely put Migos out there, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But
right,
you look at sales, shit, they've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Albums number 1, Singles number one.
Singles number one and everything.
From the South. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that plays in the pack as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be pretty much remiss if we ain't mention groups like Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Roots, that comes to mind too.
Philly, yep.
Philly thing.
Yep.
Now they do have Migos real high on the list.
Migos on now.
I think they're like, they number 11 for what I'm looking at.
Okay, that's decent.
Yeah, for the, and I got to give it up to them. You know, they represent something.
Yep.
For the culture.
To the culture, for sure.
Yeah. For today's time. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't probably necessarily listen to Migos all the time myself, but I get it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what they mean to the
culture.
It's
the last of the dying breed of groups. You don't really see groups like that anymore.
No.
After the Migos, who else is a group coming up like that?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
I really can't think of it. I really can't think of it.
It's a single rapper's game right now.
Yeah.
Been like that for a minute.
Now, even with that raises a question. Would you consider two people a group, or would you consider them a duo?
I would consider them a duo, but the entertainment of music probably would consider that a group, just because.
Well, that makes sense when you break it down like that. Because I've always wrestled with that. Well, duo, group. Because I thought group would be pretty much more than two people involved. Whatever.
Right. And that's considered, naturally a group and then duo.
Right.
So anything more than two or more than three is definitely a group. Three or more is definitely a group. Two is
for sure.
Is a group, I guess, too. So.
Yeah.
But then you got motherfuckers that go like Casey and JoJo. I was like, it's a group, but you saying their names separately. So is that make them a group or two separate artists in a group?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Or even we can use the example of
Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Like the East Side Boys was a duo, but then here come Lil Jon. Now it's a group.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So.
Or Lil Jon by himself.
Lil Jon by himself. Well, what's Lil Jon by himself? A rapper?
Right.
A producer?
Or just a producer? Or what we doing?
Mm-hmm. What we doing? What we got going on, man?
What we got going on. And even, I don't know, we can use the example of Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, yep.
Yeah.
Would you consider that a group or?
Well, based on the criteria we have, when we think about it.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I probably would consider them a duo.
A duo.
Yeah. But.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. And from, like you said, the criteria that's laid out from whoever has the goalposts at the moment.
Yep.
If they consider it a group, fine.
Kid and Play? Was that a group? Was that a group or a duo?
For me, it's a duo.
Yeah. It's not a third person. So if it's not a third person, it's a duo.
Yeah. Versus.
But then they said Outkast is the top group.
Yeah, so.
But G Unit's a group.
G Unit's a group, and then they have their solo things, Locks, where they started off as a group, then did solo things. Well, I don't know, I kind of look G Unit in a different way. It's like 50 Cent and the homies.
There's always that Beyonce factor.
Yeah. Like we started off with 50.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, let me just bring my niggas along. We could do the group thing for a little bit, but I'm really here to put y'all up.
Yeah, based off his trajectory. He was hot at that time.
Oh, for sure.
So they were skating on his tail end for the most part, and then that made G Unit album sell.
Yeah.
Then I think he said in the interview that he was like, well, I'm sick of just,
carrying them.
Yep.
He's like, my back hurt.
Yeah, my back hurt. Yeah. So I was like,
something to that effect.
50 Cent and others.
Yeah. And then, or even like Nelly and the St. Lunatics.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know how they just came up in my mind, but
they had their own separate projects, certain little hits in there that popped off a little bit, but it wasn't nothing.
But that's some
Murphy Lee and I forgot that. To be honest, I couldn't tell you.
To be honest, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
But And see, that goes to I'm just going to piggyback off of that. That's to the point of, yeah, they will still have to survive off of Nelly's success.
Yeah.
You know, rather than, come as a collective and then just doing it up from there.
Hell yeah. That's rare.
That is rare.
For the whole group to still be. Because if you look at the group history, they don't really have a long history of making records for a long time. Not like a Eminem or Lil Wayne. They can do what they want. What happens is the artists and the group have different creative mindsets.
Right.
And what happens is, well, then these members start saying, well, I don't like what he's doing. He don't like what he's doing. And then the whole fucking Bobby situation happens.
Yeah.
And you have a situation where the biggest guy don't want to, he's like, he does what he wants. And then the fucking group breaks up.
Yeah.
Omarion and what's that group? B2K and shit.
That B2K. Yep.
They'll make 1 or 2, 3, maybe 3 albums max.
Then they out of here.
Yeah. They do their own thing.
Well, see, that's why I tilt my hat to more so groups like Wu-Tang, groups like Locks, where, more so the Locks.
Mm-hmm.
That they are able to find success on their own.
Right.
If it comes down to it.
That's typically how it go.
Yeah, and then they are still to the point where they got such an understanding with each other that they can come back together, and, back at it like ain't nothing happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, they do. They shows be lit too.
Oh yeah.
They bring that same energy.
Same energy. I still love the verses to this day because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better for me not to watch the verses while I'm working because I work from home and I got that shit on TV. They give me hype.
This should be getting it going.
Bruh. Almost throw my work laptop around the motherfucking place. Screaming D-Block.
D-Block, bruh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's very interesting, the dynamics of hip-hop groups.
Yeah.
So, have you thought about more so your groups? Maybe so your top 5 groups, if anything?
You know what? I did have the top 5, but I was like, I can't have them in no order. I just put them out there.
Hey, why not, right?
Yeah.
And so...
What was yours? Did you say yours already?
No.
I thought that's what you... Oh, no, you was doing the Billboard.
Yeah, I was just more so looking at the Billboard list. I mean, we could go to the list, but at the same time, it would be more so effective for how we just talking about it, from the standpoint of that top 5. And I think the top 5...
Let me do mine.
Yeah, that's cool.
So in mine, I got Outkast, NWA. No particular order, just 5.
Right.
Outkast, NWA. That's what I say. Outkast, NWA. I'm going to say Wu-Tang. I'm gonna put Wu-Tang in there. Locks, and damn, that fifth spot tough.
It is. There's a whole lot of good groups out there.
That fifth spot tough. I ain't gonna say G Unit because they had that one album.
Well, they had another album too, as far as like mainstream album. Yeah. Terminate on Sight, something like that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say Goody Mob then.
Okay.
Number 5.
Hey, that's not a bad top 5, man.
Yep, that's me. Yep. NWA, Locks, Goody Mob. What else?
You said
Wu-Tang.
And Outkast, right?
Outkast.
Yeah.
Yep. Because if you say Outkast, you don't say Goody Mob. Any somewhere far like next 5 or 10, damn, I don't know what you're talking about. They kind of brought in Outkast.
They do. They just balled in together.
All right. So what's yours, Jake?
All right. Well, I had to think about it. It was tough for me. It was tough only because of we had to think about the criteria because we kind of touched on it behind the scenes, and more so that kind of switches some things up for me. So I'll just say the groups and then in no particular order either. Definitely starting with Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu.
The Wu. Yeah. I mean, Wu-Tang forever. And then I'm gonna go with a Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them two are the main groups I usually catch myself listening to a whole lot.
Yeah.
As far as like the discography is concerned.
Yeah.
Even with them going into their solo careers. Locks, they're in there. And then I was wrestling with the last two only because really when I break it down, I was thinking of 3 duo groups that's wrestling for the last 2 spots.
Duo?
Yeah, they're duos, but after we talked about it, I was thinking more so like, okay, we can lean towards, calling it a group. And so it's hard for me, so I would definitely use an honorable mention for one of them. Mobb Deep is in there, and Outkast. My honorable mention, Gangstar.
Gangstar, okay.
Yeah.
That's when you start getting the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 type. Yeah.
That category.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. I like that list.
Yeah.
It's an honorable list, Jack.
Hey man, I'm trying to keep up with yours.
You mentioned Tribe Called Quest. I said, yup.
Yeah.
Definitely top 10. And then you go in Roots. I forgot to mention
the Roots. Yeah. Then they
Bone Thugs. All
Bone Thugs. Yes.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of talent out there, but in them groups, especially back in the day.
Oh, for sure. And so, actually, that list is a little harder to deal with than, say, just a top 50 solo artists of all time. When you think of it,
you factor in more than one artist.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to pinpoint that when you got multiple people you talking about in this artist.
That's a fact.
Public Enemy. It's like, this shit crazy. And then you said the dude from New York, or the group from...
Who's that?
The fashion dude you said.
The what?
Run DMC.
Run DMC. Yeah.
It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Think about it, man.
But it's that shit is rough. And I got a good feeling it's going to be a part 2 to this conversation as it goes down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Barely touched on the R&B side. Then you got
for sure.
Then you got other groups, of other type of music.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to factor that in too.
Yeah.
Music is music, man.
Music is music.
And they made some great shit too.
Oh, for sure. And it would depend on the era for the R&B groups too. So I think that'll be a good, interesting one to come up with soon.
Tackle that one.
Yeah, we'll tackle that. Yeah, beyond that shit, I think that's pretty much what's been sticking out in the news for us.
Yeah, I think it is, man. Wrap it up for this one.
Hey, man, I'm down. You down?
Yeah. What's quotable you got, Jack?
Shit. Cash rules everything around me. Get the money.
That's easy.
dollar bill, y'all. Wu-Tang forever.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What that nigga Outkast say? They said, forever seems mighty long until you grown. That's the motherfucking bar for the mic drop.
Mic drop. That was a little mic drop. Little mic drop. My mic is like, oh shit, nigga.
Literally. Shit. Blackout.
Blackout.